Hello, hey, how are you today? Today I want to talk to you about the Venus retrograde. It's already been kind of creeping up on people, especially if you got that really weird cold sinus infection like I did. Oh my goodness. A lot of your upper body feminine essenced areas, they're going to get inflamed and they're going to clear. Why? Because you need all your senses for what is this bringing up? So, hi, I'm Patricia. Welcome to my channel, which is about Twin Flame Ascension and Ascension symptoms and everything related to it. So, we had a Mars retrograde and the men went backwards. Now we're having a Venus retrograde and the women go backwards. And then Mercury's going to step in and oh my God, everything's going backwards when it should be spring forward. It can't just be us setting the clocks forward, right? We have to move forward. But, right? Hang on. Your higher self has some stuff that it wants you to heal. What are we doing in this Venus retrograde? Like, what is the focus of it? Because we don't really want to go backwards. It can feel like that, right? Do you ever feel like you jump into medieval times? Have you ever looked around and go like, where are these medieval mentalities coming from? Where are these caveman mentalities coming from? What just happened? Why am I on this planet, right? Okay, so this is mainly about your use, okay, your personal use, but also the abuse of the feminine sexual energy. Feminine sexual energy is very strong, it's very sweet, it is very enveloping, it's very nurturing, it is very light, it is very, like you could say, penetrating, meaning it gets straight to the heart, okay? But when it comes to the sexual energy, this is our conceiving energy. This, and I don't just mean conceiving babies, conceptualizing things. The word conceive and conceptualize, these all go together. Your concepts, your ideas, the things you want to bring to fruition, your fruits, the fruits of your labor, all these kind of things our feminine sexual energy. The electric masculine doesn't really do anything without the feminine sort of like nurturing it and, helping it to move forward because pretty soon masculine runs out of gas if it's too electric. That just happens. I mean, take a look around. Take a look around. All this fighting and stuff, it's exhausting. You can't accomplish things with just fighting and arguing, although that's a mentality too. We're going to just bully people and manipulate them and everything. We're the first people on the planet to be changing this. So, what has been abused and used about your feminine sexual energy? You incarnated as a woman, okay? No matter how blendy you feel on the spectrum, right? You got some feminine connections. And even if you're not ultra feminine, I mean feminine in the sense of the energy of the feminine, okay? Well, you might have some achy, painful twinges and weird dreams. Let's talk about the achiness and painful twinges. Oh my God. Do you ever feel like you're 87 years old? I got to feel what that's like. You're going to feel what it's like because you're going to do a sudden movement and you're going to go like, oh my God, I tore my tendon. Or that felt like I could have torn my tendon. Or all I did was breathe. And you're like, ever throw your back out? And you're just like, oh my God, I swear to God. And they ask you, what did you do? I breathed. Okay, I exist. I breathed. I don't know what I did. It happened. Painful twinges, right? There's a reason for it. And the reason has to do with a plummeting of something that we address in our energy work to help build you up again. We need to build you up because you're not intended to dive into those old menopausal things that happen to you, especially if it's not your time. Let me tell you, when I wound down everything, I was so relieved. But the other relief came from feeling like a teenager again, feeling like things were vital, well lubricated, supple, like flexible, strong, right? This is who we really are. We're very lithe, we're very coordinated. Now, you may not feel like that, but you are not intended to feel like your grandmama or your ancestors. And your higher self has something to do with that, okay? What about the weird dreams? Well, I'm going to address this in another video where I can talk more at length about it. But suffice it to say that in this Venus retrograde energy, you're going to have weird dreams. Other things that I've noticed. Okay, yeah, the technology had already started. This was kind of wild. It was on my phone. I had the audio of one video and the visual of another video. They were overlapped. It happened on my laptop. I find it hilarious at this point because it's very transient, like it comes and goes, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's already affecting the energy of the little teeny tiny devices in my house. Doesn't work. Don't take it personally, okay? And don't be afraid either. Don't be like, oh my God, can't use that. The communications are going to go haywire. Well, so what if they do? Then you do the things you're supposed to do. You be polite, you be tactful, you be using the right words, you express properly without all these old patterns where things have been manipulated and mentally mashed up. Like, we got to get out of those mentalities. Ask for the right words to be given to you and get in the habit of doing that. I regularly get things that are like I'm scratching my head going, why did I get a response like that? You know, I'm just going to say this, like, I've learned to take things with a grain of salt because I just can't like be bothered except with, you know, why is this going backwards? Okay, what is like there to be learned? What is there to be fixed? That's what I like really like to, you know, address this. What are we actually fixing when the feminine goes backwards? A lot of other things. Sex without love. Babies without love. Have you just been married or had a arranged marriage? You had an arranged marriage in some other life, in some other culture, or in this one, okay? Because everyone's telling you it's so much better to be married to someone you don't love who will just plant babies in you, right? How did the babies get inside the mama? Well, it always takes a man, okay, to do this, okay? And yet they have been washing their hands of their own creations, okay, for centuries. And this catches up. It causes depression. It causes heartache. It causes grief. And yet they can't make heads or tails out of it. Why are we depressed in this life? You know, what is the reason? Well, maybe you killed your creation. Maybe you keep going to war. Maybe you keep trying to breed and there's no love. Well, guess what? We are not going backwards anymore. Okay? Love must return to your life. Yeah. Do you think your soul woke you up just to like have you have all these achy, painful things? Might seem like that sometimes, but I'm going to say this. Nuh-uh, as we used to say in our neighborhood. Do-over, you get a do-over. You get to do it right this time. Now, does Venus retrograde bring people back into your life? You're supposed to be discerning, judicious. What if you dream? What if you have weird dreams with people? Okay. Now, someone I just worked with reported to me that she had a dream that a soulmate gave her a gift, thanked her, and it was a very light and lovely interaction. But that was in her dream. In her life, he's like nobody. He hasn't even been a blip on the radar. Now, those are some of the things I'm going to talk in more detail in my other video. But how does love return to your life? How does it return? It has to return through your body. It has to get into the very deep parts of your cells to support your organs for health. Okay? Anyone ever notice couples where sometimes the female, okay, we're talking about a male-female couple here, but the female is like somehow looks elderly compared to the male. And like you get that. Women get old, men get distinguished, right? But here's the thing. What if that's no longer going to be the case because of our light body? What if the integration of your light body and you bringing it in makes you feel more youthful, rejuvenated, supple, like your joints are lubricated, they're not achy? What if it's not really the inflammatory foods that you enjoy, but in moderation plus your light body, you could actually feel like, hey, I'm enjoying life. I'm enjoying the things that I love. Because when love returns to your life, it shouldn't have those conditions on it. It should be moderate, but it should, if your higher self is you and knows you love certain things, like I love chocolate, or you love a pastry, it doesn't mean you're gorging yourself on it, but should you be sitting there going, oh my God, sugar's inflammatory, flour's inflammatory. Oh God, what if there's gluten? What if I'm going to suffer for days? Love must return to your life. Things that you love doing, having energy to do it, having the love, feeling supported, okay, and not feeling deprived. That was one of the things that I realized when I was doing this work, that as I went through some of the digestive things and I had to let go, and I cried because I was like, how much do I have to sacrifice on this journey? And you might feel like that. You might sit there and say, hey, wait a minute, feminine going backwards. How I keep making the sacrifices here. What's my twin flame doing, damn it? Like, come on, man. Okay, you can feel like that. It feels like that sometimes, especially if you are not tuned in and you are not trying to glean what is happening on the other side, trying to glean what are we working on, what are we fixing, or what are you fixing? What needs to be fixed here? Because many things will have to be reconnected to you. That is one of my specialties. I love to tell people, go out, enjoy a little bit, because guess what? You need to plug back in. Now, some people take that as permission, the things you will not plug into, addictions. I mean, people are getting addicted to makeup purchases too. As you can tell, I don't have that issue, but some people do. Or it's booze, or they rationalize. They're like, well, it's just wine, it's just beer. It's not hard liquor. It's all alcohol, okay? It's all nicotine. It's all the harder stuff. It's all of the opiate, we don't need you to do that, because that also will abuse your feminine sexual energy. Believe it or not, some of these plants are feminine essenced, which is why too much marijuana can make a man feel a little bit feminized, and he can have a little bit of ED down there. Too much feminine essence, too much estrogen production, right? So how do we balance this? You balance it through your light body. Hey, Patricia, what if there was a way for me to do? Oh, guess what? I am setting up some groups. We're going to try this for the month. This is brand new. This is my guidance from my higher self to set up group, twin flame group and higher self sessions where we're going to do some breath and energy. You can choose what day. These are evening days. This is in the evening, 7th, 14th, or 21st. Or morning. These are Sunday mornings. These are Friday evenings. So let's say you're on the West Coast, you're in Hawaii, California. This might make sense for you. Or And we're doing this live. This is me doing this live. This is not me hiding behind some fluffy bud thing. I roll up my sleeves and I am in all of my stuff. It's me. It's me, me, me. All the time. Okay? I would love to hire a model to be me, but it's me. March 9th or the 16th or the 23rd, 9 a.m. Central. Are you in Europe? Are you in like the UK, the EU? Are you in some other areas? Like if you're in anywhere that they speak English, okay? India. I think this like a 12-hour time zone. If you're in India, it might be at like, let's say 9 p.m. in the evening. Maybe that's doable for you. Either way, this should be doable for a lot of people. What about you has been used and abused? Okay. Women have been chattel. We have been sold, traded, bartered, dowried, all these things throughout history. We're setting an energetic boundary. Would you like to set an energetic boundary using your light body so that you're attracting nicer people? Now, listen, I'm going to say this. A lot of men are really nice. You're seeing a lot of toxic masculinity out there. But I've had several men hold the door for me. This is hard for some women. I look right at them and I go, thank you. That's all you have to do. Some men just want to be acknowledged that they're being a nice guy. Okay? A lot of men are also afraid of women. They just want to acknowledge that they're being a nice guy. You know? To an extent, is the reason, oh, hell yeah. I mean, come on. I could give you, you know what? Let's put it this way. Netflix, Hulu, and a lot of streaming services are telling some really icky stories about history. Okay? But you come from a line of feminine warriors. You have Empress energy in you. You are intended to be the Empress of your domain. And that is your unified space. That is your little part of the world. You incarnated this way. You agreed to it. Let's do something with it. Open and expand the light body. Okay? It's like when you decided to, someone handed you that little backpack, little packets, and was like, here's what you need to have to survive on Earth. And what's in there in the smallest packets are the things you need to thrive on Earth with love, because love must return to your life. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you'll join. The links are below in the description or on my website at twinflamereconnection.com. Have a great day. Bye.